Game-Geki. Silent Hill. Ascension.
Welcome to Game-Geki, the show that's still sadly mourning the loss of Akira Toriyama. Oh, what a legend. Rest in peace. I'm DDK, joined of course by Silent Hill Ascension, as this train keeps moving on. I'm not at Game-Geki Towers today. Well, we all are in spirit, but I am at a different location as I get ready to head off abroad, which hopefully you'll find out in the next episode where. So I'm going to bring in the amazing pre-show, which I'm joined by.
It looks like there's a lot of support
of
for
course,
Bread
the
Ninja,
chat.
so who knows? Maybe season 2 will
Lots
come
of
with
posts
a
of bread.
Ninja. I would
It's
not
Women's
be
Day, I
even
believe,
remotely
and
privy to
bread
that.
is related
But,
somehow.
Noah.
Was
Yeah,
busy
let's see.
frantically
So
setting
right now,
stuff up.
we're still strong on redemption, correct, Lena?
Yes, quite.
A dog over there.
Right, okay. Well, I want to remind everybody that I'm going to be interviewing Eric Guerra. Did I say correctly?
So promising an
after
interview.
the show. So stick
which,
around if you want to hear me
we'll
talk to
jump
Eric.
in and out
You know
of.
how I love
You've got mini
imitating him
games
and
to
be
play
like,
after all. I've got a quota.
Rachel. No, that was bad. I'll try again after, but it's almost time for the show. So, Leila, can you please explain endurance for anybody who wants a refresher?
Absolutely. So when the endurance scene starts, you will have to time your inputs to the actions that you see on screen to help our character. Collective success
setting
means
up
that the
the
character's
endurance
will
here.
rise, otherwise it will fall.
I guess if someone's not
character
played,
fails
they might
enough
not be
endurance scenes,
expecting
they
that
may
endurance
not
thing.
survive future encounters,
It's a shame
leading
that
to their
we don't get
permanent
the
death in the story. Rip Toby
more
as
of these
chat.
special boss ones, but you
These
know.
endurance scenes are one of the best places to earn large amounts of influence points.
Oh, yes,
Remember,
that's it.
success
Give a shout out to the
failure
amazing
is a part of the collective story and not
area.
an individual judgment, unless again you've optionally opted in to receive psychic damage from me.
Collected from the many
yes,
travels.
and you can still bugger support for that. Don't forget,
Don't
just kidding. Please don't do it. We do not offer this service. Please stick around because we're really, really close to the beginning of the show. So, Leila, can you recap for us, please?
People need to see my amazing clicks of the screen.
Absolutely. So we got convergences everywhere. We got Rachel and Astrid finally kind of finding ways to get together and talk about what the heck is happening about their kids. Orson is still acting up. Faith is still acting up. Is Barbara Harold?
Oh, those kids are always acting up.
Harold. Is it just a guy named
right
Harold? Is it a Geraldo, as Noah keeps saying?
Kids.
We never are we Harold? Who's to
Always.
say? All we know is they're in agony and in ecstasy. And over in Norway, we got Astrid prepping for whatever bad vibes are about to attack her. She might likely call Haugen for some help. And man, Noah. Listen, we have a very rock solid no spoilers rule on this show, so all I can say is today's gonna be a doozy.
But
they're in for a doozy.
The only problem is that you're not gonna be back. I'm gonna miss you.
I will not. I will miss you too. It is a happy International Women's
Just
Day.
a bit knifey.
I hope you enjoy the pre-show. I will be replaced by Ian, and we'll be enjoying the show just as the rest of the audience is.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Leila. And everybody, enjoy the show. See you right after. I'll be here with Ian Eric Guerra.
The titular show is getting ready to start. As we await the countdown to Silent Hill Ascension. Eric is like a woman to me. Well, there you go. If he's like a woman to you, then happy International Women's Day. Alright. I'm going to get out of your hair whilst this show gets underway. We all support Eric, the woman. And Eric for Toby. The children are from Village of the Damned. Shalom to all. And to you, a good shalom. So, this show is expected to be amazing, right?
That's no good.
Oh, right. Such a lovely child.
She's still doing that?
It's the only thing that keeps her calm. And that's important right now, considering what she tried to do to you.
It's like she's becoming one of those things.
Monstrous.
She's still my daughter.
Not for long, unless we figure a way out of this.
What's it like? This place that's supposed to be free of blight.
No one knows. Radcliffe said he saw it in a dream, but when he went to write it down, all he could remember were faint glimpses.
That's it?
The only place
That's all we
free
know?
of blight.
I
That's
know
a
that
dream,
it's
isn't it?
someplace good. For you and Faith, for us.
And Rachel?
Radcliffe was clear. Only the best of us can go. Otherwise, we run the risk of starting another withering there.
And
Why do
Rachel
you
is
get
not
to
the
decide
best of
that?
us, and she practically was
Krista,
around during the start.
she's
Her
Faith's
ritual,
mother.
right? That was the gun.
I know, but
Smoking
everything
gun.
that's happened, everyone we've lost, it's all on me to fix things now. This can't have been for nothing.
If we're together, all of us, it won't be.
Just think about it, okay?
They're clear on what this withering free place is, right? It's a normal, sustainable life, not just like sort of a rapture. The world is destroyed, because that means they're just like confounding the withering. Meanwhile, Orson's. Oh, I was about to say he's calm and quiet too, but he's making some edits to Billy Goat's Gruff there.
Where have you been, Mama?
It's hard to explain, Angel. I've got a friend who's working to find the person who hurt you, but that person won't like being found. So if that person should happen to come here, I want you to hide and don't come out, okay? Good boy.
Such an obedient child. Your hair's getting too long. Let me give you another buzz cut. Is that your pop's gun? I've got a shotgun. If I don't forget, I'll edit that sound effect in, don't worry.
Astrid, how are you?
Olivia, I need your help.
I'll be right there.
Olivia is right on the way.
Are you sure you don't need me to explain it more?
Enough to know you were right to call me.
I see something.
Poking his arm to the teeth. She evidently lived near enough to get around all the monsters.
Now! Don't move! Aurora! Astrid! What in the world?
Roar.
Is everything all right?
Sorry about that. I'm Detective Hogan. You must be Orson's Barnavana agent.
Yes, nice to
You
meet
can't
you.
use the term detective,
But
you're
why
fired,
did you point
remember?
your guns at me?
I'm so sorry for the scare. I wasn't expecting you.
This is the time we agreed to meet for your final interview.
Oh,
For
could
the
we...
monsters, that must mean you're
Is it
one of them.
possible to reschedule?
I'm afraid not.
They're both packed to the gills with guns. I think I'd reschedule if I was there. Look at the tents on them. They could get they could go blasting her by mistake.
So there are some basic inventory questions I never asked in your intake. But we can just knock those out now.
Okay. And you're sure it wouldn't be better to do this?
How old is Orson?
He's 5.
And
He's a young
how
one.
old was he when he started wandering off?
It was a few months ago. I don't
If a
remember
5-year-old
exactly.
really knocks someone over
Any
and starts
allergies
stabbing
or
them,
health
surely
problems?
won't come up to your
Nothing
knee.
before this shift in behavior. Aurora,
Sure. And when did you first realize what an awful mother you were?
excuse me?
Whoa.
When did you realize you were a blight on everyone you claimed to love?
We are packing guns, you know. What just happened there?
Astrid, I'm afraid I'm not getting out of these meetings what I would have wanted. But maybe it would help if we could see each other as we really are. Oh, I see it now. In
Such
your
treachery.
eyes. That hate, that pain, that's what I've wanted.
Someone is a traitor.
Astrid. To suffer is to thrive in the garden. Open
She just
yourself
killed
to eternity.
Hogan there.
The heralds will show you the truth.
She was a herald all along. But we've been formally introduced to a herald. The people are truly behind all this, moving the gears.
Eric? Faith? Are you here?
I walked here. We don't have any cars. Not in Silent Hill Ascension. The only Silent Hill with no cars.
Hello?
There's a few wrecks in the minigame pictures, but I'm not going to count those because they're just 2D pictures. Oh, there's monsters in your house.
Who's down there?
Probably a monster. In your creepy basement.
Eric?
Don't you know never to go into the basement? This basement is cluttered.
Rachel?
Barbara?
I guess Barbara's the
now that everything's out in the open.
herald here
I
then.
knew it.
I'd hoped you'd accuse Krista and alienate yourself further from the Foundation. But when you accused me, well, we can't have people thinking I'm a heretic. Now can we?
Of course not.
But why?
No matter what Xavier said, there's no way to escape the withering. Ascension isn't what he thinks it is.
What did you do to my daughter?
That was a stiff blow.
Tell me!
Almost as good as Eric's.
Oh, come on.
Clearly
You're
they
going
were
to have
made
to
for
do
each
better
other.
than that if you want me to talk.
Well, Eric was punched. Ah, that one was as strong as the one that hit Eric. Eric likes to be punched. Rachel likes to punch. It's a match made in heaven, really.
You're going to
Shouldn't have
tell
been
me
spoiled.
everything I want to know.
Oh, sounds like someone's home. I wonder what that handsome husband of yours will think when he finds me tied up down here.
Be quiet.
You're a maniac. Holding people at gunpoint.
Do us both a favor and don't tell him I'm here.
Why would I do that?
Because I'll tell him that you were the one who kidnapped Faith. And when I found out about it, you attacked me and tied me up.
Look at him,
And
just
you're
randomly
right,
coming
too.
home to be
You're
inconvenient.
the crazy heretic who
He
cut
hangs
our
out all
own
night
fit of
with
hysteria.
Krista.
Rachel?
I'll stay quiet if you will.
I'll boil your head off if you don't stay quiet. How about that? Well, it's time to endure. I forgot. Yeah, again, I forgot all about the endure until just now, and I'm like, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Let me put myself here. We'll be joined by Tetaro 02 as we just endure a whole heap of trouble. The same heap of trouble that we've endured every night for the last 4 or 5 months. I've got to get out of here.
What is this place?
I know, he's gone with the good old, what is this place? Colossal Beast. Oh, and that didn't register too well, did it? Be careful with the slamming. It's just disrespectful slamming of doors, you know. Gekidama would have a fit. Wow, this is the easy mode one. You can tell the difficulty level is purely just how much of that tap fills up. Was almost there. Oh, of course, the community are purposely going against Eric, aren't they? So that's lower than it ought to be at this point. Because they'll slay him, because he's now a hack. Deco vaults. As he moves from room to room in this nightmare-esque location. You know, Nightmare, the old game show from the 90s. Where you wore a helmet from room to room. He might not be physically blind, but he's metaphorically blind. That's why he's part of the cult, to try and see his way through the blindness. Look what they did to our boy. Looks exactly the same as every other cameo. Uh-oh, my efforts are beginning to dwindle. There we go, perfect. Tap, tap. Gotta squash all the bugs. It's necessary. It's important. Shimmy on through. Don't forget to disinfect your hands. Eric, your hands. That's too much. That's too scary. What? You see that just go all red as I clearly... Oh. I'm like screwing up really badly now at the last hurdle and everything. You watch out for them monsters now. No helping hand's gonna help you. That's it, Eric. Make it to safety. Community did not succeed. They purposely chosen not to succeed. Get that feeling. But I succeeded. That's because we don't play favourites here at Game-Geki. Everyone gets to succeed. Eric failed to endure. And if I bring up the chat, they'll probably explain it. Stop it, you guys. And we get 800. WTF. Tee I won and Eric lost. Win-win. Redemption killed Hogan. What the heck, people? So Hogan was killed then? Just cut down. I guess that's the, you know, the... what you're going to get when you're in Silent Hill. It's the dangers of it, isn't it? The pre-show thought there was going to be a relationship there. Pre-show was shipping Hogan and what's her name? Oh, it's completely gone. Orson and Astrid. Astrid shipping Hogan and Astrid, but the only
Welcome
relationship.
to the Silent Hill Ascension post-show. I
don't
am
even know how
Noah,
I
and
lock the
I
screen
am
down.
here with the beloved
with
Ian
the
Eric
great.
Guerra.
Pleasure to be here with you, Miss Noah.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I know everybody is really excited to see you here in person and hear that voice that makes the kittens purr.
It's still screwed up the spelling of relationship.
So
Try it for you.
let's just talk about what we just saw with Eric and Krista.
This is Eric.
What did you think about
He's our
that
boy,
scene?
and look what they did to our boy there.
Look, Krista is nice to me. Or nice to Eric, rather. I apologize. Sometimes I adopt the character too much. But Krista, I like where she's coming from. I can understand how the community would be skeptical and all that. But
me try my best to help Eric
from a
endure.
scene standpoint,
Yes.
what a pleasure it is to hear. I believe is it
I
Ishika,
gotcha, Eric.
Ishika, the actress. Wonderful as always to be in a scene with her. I know it complicates things for the community.
No, not got tight, Eric.
Because
Oh.
I have a wife and a child, and the child does not
got
get
them
along
gravelly
well with
pipes.
her. But stimulating episode, and we see what the community decides. No.
Oh, for sure. There was a lot of drama. We will actually talk more about all the stuff that happened today on Monday because there's so much to unpack. We need a Monday to talk about it. But Ian, since you're here, we are focusing on you. We're focusing on Eric. So can you introduce yourself to the audience?
To the best of my ability, let's see what comes out. First and foremost, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. To anyone, wherever you are in the world, I appreciate you. A happy International Women's Day. To whoever it may apply
Pascal
to,
is Eric.
I appreciate you.
There you go.
Eduardo,
That's the
Leila,
secret.
beautiful to have seen your work throughout the days. And of course, Miss Noah, pleasure to be here. My name is Ian Guerra. So fortunate to have been given the opportunity to adopt this character of Eric and to discover and to transform along with him, because I do believe there's a bit of a transformation with him. But I am Ian Guerra, son of Argentine actor Castulo Guerra, my father, my mother Christy Risca from Maine, and Massachusetts,
Ian.
if you will, my sister Clarity.
He
Good to
needs to
see you.
make
She's over there in
audiobooks.
Iowa doing her thing. That's who I am.
I
My
would
family
argue
is
with him
everything to me,
too.
and as long as I'm on good terms with them, I'm hopefully doing okay in life. Anything besides that is just a bonus. I grew up and born in Los Angeles, in between Los Angeles and Cambria. If
He needs to
anyone's
make
up in
audiobooks.
Cambria,
That is a
California.
rich voice.
It's a small town, but who knows? Maybe someone's out there. Vamos, carajo! Yes, he said Cambria. but it's good to see everyone out there.
Ian,
It was a
join
pleasure to
Court of
grow up in
Merge.
both of those places. Very fortunate to have trips to Maine, where my mother spent, I want to say, a vast majority of her childhood, at least. Very important trips to Argentina, the Northwest in particular, Salta. I was fortunate to see Italy, France, Puerto Rico. The travel and the different cultures was very important.
He's the
to
man
me
behind the legend,
and to my family,
Eric.
and I'm very grateful to them for being able to take me to places like that. It kind of sets the precedent for what I might be able to do in a lifetime.
They really
I
wanted to
personally
say
don't
it.
have
It's
children,
emergent time.
but if one day
They
it
want
would
to
happen, I
perform.
would have to show them the world, like in Aladdin, the same way they did to me. I learned subconsciously from my father. Anything I know came from my father, of course, the family around, but professionally speaking, my father, I have a couple things written down here: voice, sound, music, delivery, intensity. He was raised on a Shakespearean aspect of things, so that kind of Shakespeare oftentimes comes out of me, I would say subconsciously. But that's my background.
They might back
Video
Eric
games
more.
were a dream interactive
Now they know.
series, if you will. I was given
man
examples from Red Dead
behind
Redemption 2. What a beautiful
the myth.
game. Assassin's Creed, The Last of Us. I have, of course, Silent Hill written here as well, as you must, and Resident Evil, I think, would lead into a kind of a horror introduction to where we are now. But that's me. I enjoy collecting records. I have a record collection that I'd put up against the best in the world, if I may say
Great
so myself.
games.
And I enjoy
Silent
fishing
of-the-mill
as
Resident
well,
Evil.
but I'm a simple individual
All the
absorbing,
finest
learning,
stuff.
and trying to remain as humble as possible. Kind of similar to Eric, I believe. Very
Well,
Yeah, it
we'll
does
dip
sound
back in on
similar
this
to
a
Eric.
little
I
bit
can't
later.
say that I tried to.
It's time now to get on with the old mini games. If you want to see that whole interview, I'm pretty sure Turbo Bastard, I believe his name is, we'll have it somewhere on YouTube. That is the glory that is YouTube, after all. The pathway has been found. Work on that old mindfulness. Car repair getting a lot of love, whereas the buried memories is just being ostracised, never to show up until they decide to give us like 1 million levels all at once, because they've been holding that one back for the premium the people with the Game Pass, the Season Pass. Can't really see the edge of that, but I think it's this is not a very easy image. Lots of samey bits. You know it's starting to get filled in as it goes green. Does that hint that it's in Norway too? It's still done. Let's bring that down. Eric is there to give a helping hand to anyone that might ask. I guess it's that piece. That's good. Gotta slide this piece of mahogany over. Down, up. And a beautiful picture assembled. Ooh, I got 3 stars, which is unusual for the Sergeant game. I won't click on the ads because they mess with the recording, even though it would net me more sweet IP. Whoa, this one's a real thinking man's game today. Oh. It's all over the place. It's a real spaghetti junction.
Once upon a time I saw Ascension standing
A silent junction.
Today when I look, I feel
In Silent Hill is every disco a silent disco.
Oh, the whales weren't fat enough. Oh, the
gotta think it through and cap off the correct things.
Don't like scam ads.
Don't really want to be going over here, so cut that one off. Cap all these ways off here. Begin to transversely go over this way. Do that. Cap that. I almost missed that one then. It's a good thing it won. Don't need that. Go up here. The little warning sound is actually quite thoughtful. Very helpful. It's prevented disaster in this case.
Makes Ascension look like the Ritz.
Let's go through.
So if you go down,
Get this motor running. Well, how did I fail?
don't expect the hits.
I'm sure people would have seen
Get your 5 a day
on the
easy
stream
way. That's
what
how
went
you get
wrong.
the points.
It's terrible.
But if you play,
I know,
you
I'm
probably won't
disappointed.
stay. They always disappoint. Just when you think you've seen it all, let's cut to the commercial.
Must have missed one of these caps. Easily done now. Maybe I missed that bit entirely. Yeah, let's go with that one. Clap that one. Go up there. Come on now. Don't be silly buggers. I guess I've done it now. Unless I've been blind to a mistake yet again. There we go. That seals the victory. It also polishes off today's mini-game frustration.
Oh, very well. Where do we go from here type of thing.
Rejoin
But,
the
I was very
outstanding
gravitated
interview.
towards the fact that the individual,
Kind
I
of
believe,
sounds
is
like
an immigrant, had an incredibly
Ooh.
traumatic past regarding his mother, and the confusion of going to let's say Pennsylvania. My parents personally met in Kansas.
Remember?
And I'm not
When
by
Eric
any
says
means
Merchant Time?
comparing the two, just
It's
in
all over
case
the
that
place?
creates an issue in the
Oh, yeah, I
chat.
remember that.
Apologize, but you
Sure.
go to a place with a certain
Dark hair.
expectation, and the blank hits the fan, no? So
The stuff
I
hits
feel
the
the same
fan,
way.
the lyrics to
a
the famous
confusion
song,
that,
though,
and
of
a
course.
humility. I've mentioned that many times, but I'm very gravitated towards that. And his background, I think, is very endearing to me, and it was an honor and a pleasure to be given the opportunity to read for a character who has that background. That was my initial impression. I was very gravitated towards the immigrant and traumatic childhood that he has
We'll just
towards.
quickly review the questions as he carries on speaking about his traumatic background. How will Eric respond to Krista's preposition? Reject her offer completely is what we've gone for. There's no other questions on that offering today. Have I finished more of these bits and bobs? Claim a reward. From the end of his road,
of
apparently.
abilities, but it's his little shift when he's
Recording
able to
dropped
talk
out
to the
there,
daughter.
but,
Like
I
I
caught
said,
it.
the one time he's not
But
stuttering,
we're just kind of wrapping up now
seems to
anyway.
be when he's speaking with Faith. I very much appreciate that. I have written down that I believe he's an excellent father, but there's some things that if I personally were
Excellent
dealing with
father.
my daughter, we would try to avoid such misconnection and not understanding where she's
anything
coming from. And
for that
that's not me by any means saying that you can control the character
Just,
of your child 100%, but you can
stay out of stabbing
definitely have a bit of
distance.
weight in how they carry themselves. But I love the ability for him to communicate clearly and strongly and a little bit softly. I say strongly, but that's not Faith. It's more Faith. Haceme el favor, do me a favor, help me out here, help me help you type of thing. I love his interactions with Faith.
Help me,
I feel
help
like
you.
I'm sorry.
She's tearing up well enough.
Cry, no.
No, I feel your story. I feel your story.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But there's times if I had my own way, I would do hours of scenes and work with Faith, because I know she's confused and she doesn't like what her father's doing 100% of the time. But the way she gravitates towards it, Daddy, I love that. I love that.
Daddy,
it's a dream for one
they're
to become
loving
a father
children.
and to be looked at as I've already mentioned a North Star, but that's all I got. So it'd be
See,
beautiful to
the voice actor
not
here is going
set
to
up a
really
child's life
save
the way
things
it
for
is
Eric,
for
maybe.
Faith right now,
We'll have to
but,
find
be
out
looked
how
at
things
the
go
way
on, I
Faith,
suppose.
interacts with her father would be a dream. I personally love that relationship. Perhaps
sorry we
above
set you
all
up with
because it's the
Cedarhood.
least confusing
Yeah,
relationship
those are the
that Eric
breaks when you're
seems
in
to have.
Silent Hill
Besides the one
Ascension.
with Toby. I miss Toby. Don't we all miss Toby?
Rip to a king. I'm pulling out the back of my tissue. But,
Michael Urso, we miss you.
But no time for tears. So there's much fun to be had. But okay. Sorry, no disrespect. We all mourned, but you know it's time to move on. I'm still wearing black. Okay. Some have
She's always
accused
ready for the
Eric of
morning,
having
yeah,
no
'cause she's
backbone.
always
And
dressed
when
in
I
black.
say some, I mean me. As well as some of our beloved
How dare
audience
you say I have
members.
no backbone?
What you gotta say to that?
Well, I would be, and I don't mean to be a political candidate here, but I would be a little bit more tactful and understanding about who the character of Eric may be. I think lacking a backbone is an easy thing to say, and I'm by no means challenging.
This is all
your
thrilling
opinion,
stuff,
because
but
perhaps that
I'm
is
running on a bit of a schedule,
that is a
so I
purposeful
reckon I'm going to wrap things up
situation
here.
that's going on.
I'm sure you
know?
can catch the
Folks-
rest of this
folks
interview
need
with
to see
Turbo
that
Bastard
this
or
individual
something.
doesn't have everything
So,
figured out.
that'll
I
do
would
it from me.
phrase it in a
See
way
you next
that,
time.
might
GG.
bring light to other things.
Ascension.